Hello everyone. In this presentation, we'll talk about the expectancy theory of motivation. This theory given by Room is an interesting one as it takes into account the perception of the employees and can also explain why a lot of workers are not motivated on their job and merely do the minimum necessary to get by. Now, according to this theory, the strength of a tendency to act in a certain way depends on the strength of an expectation that the act will be followed by a given outcome and on the attractiveness of that outcome to the individual. Now, this motivation will be based upon three different things. One is expectancy, another one is instrumentality, and the third one is valence. Now, we will see that the result of these three concepts, that is expectancy, instrumentality and valence, is multiplicative in nature. That means that if any of these is 0, that is if expectancy is 0 or instrumentality is 0 or valence is 0, the motivation will also be 0. And expectancy theory tells you that if people believe or employees believe that whatever they are performing will actually give them or let them have the outcome which they want, then only they will be working towards it. Now, let's understand these three concepts. First one is expectancy, which is about effort, performance, relationship. Now, when the employees believe that they can put in the kind of effort which is required for this performance, we say that the expectancy is 1 or the value of expectancy is 1. So, this is the relationship between effort of the employee and the resultant performance. If the employee does not believe that he can work as much which can give this kind of a performance, then we'll say that the value of expectancy is 0. Next is instrumentality. Now, this talks about the relationship between the performance and the reward. It talks about the belief of the employee or the worker that his performance can actually get him the reward. The value of instrumentality can also vary from 0 to 1. If the worker does not believe that his performance can get him the reward, then the value of instrumentality is 0. If the worker believes that if he performs, he can get the reward, then the value of instrumentality will be 1. Next is valence. Valence is the liking for the reward. So, whether the person likes the reward or does not like the reward. Accordingly, the value may vary from -1 to +1. And if the individual is indifferent towards the reward, it does not make any difference for him whether he gets it or not, then in that case, the value of valence will be 0. Now, let's see this relationship. If the employee believes that he can put in the effort which is required for that targeted performance, and he also believes at the same time that the performance can lead to the rewards, then in that case, the value of effort will be 1, the value of performance will also be 1, and in case if he likes the rewards, then the value of reward will also be 1. That means the motivation will be there. The value of motivation will also be 1. But let's assume if any of these is not exist, that is the employee is not confident either that he can actually work hard enough to get that kind of a performance, then in that case, the value of expectancy will be 0 and the motivation of the employee will be 0. This may happen in situations where the targets are so high that the employee cannot trust himself or his efforts to be able to do it. So, if the targets are very high, the person will almost give up because he'll believe that no matter what efforts he puts in, he cannot perform to that level. So when targets are such high, the person may not be motivated enough. Or if the targets are not that high and the person believes that he can actually work enough to get the performance, but he does not believe that the rewards are received after the performance. He does not trust the words of the management that the people will be rewarded suitably. Then in that case, this link between the performance and the reward is broken. The value of instrumentality is zero, and hence the motivation to work is zero. Let's say that the expectancy is 1, that is the person thinks yes, he can make that much of an effort. He also believes that yes, the performance can let him get those rewards, but the reward is not interesting enough for him. He does not want to get those rewards. Then in that case, the value of balance is 0, and hence the motivation is 0. In summary, the key to expectancy theory is that the individual's goals needs to be understood, and the management also needs to understand the linkage between the effort and performance, between performance and reward, and finally between the rewards and individual's goal satisfaction. Then only the schemes which are drafted to motivate the employees will actually work on grounds. Thank you so very much.